Colleagues, I don't believe there's anyone in this floor right now that believes that, and that they're comfortable with the $7,255 million that K-12 budget is being proposed through this House bill. It has been said that this budget isn't ideal. I, for one, feel very uncomfortable with this proposal over the next 2 years. It's not enough. Let me explain why I think the proposed budget is not enough. 4 years ago, during the 76th Legislative Assembly, we passed Senate Bill 248. You've had some discussion about it today, but I'm going to go a little bit more in detail with you. It was full-day kindergarten. I remember it quite well. The measure came through the committee in which I was co-chaired at the time, the House Committee on Rules. It was sponsored by Senator Mark Hass. Now let me connect the dots between House Bill 5017 and what we did 4 years ago and how it plays out that $7.255 billion is clearly inadequate. So let me walk you down memory lane. The Oregon legislature mandated school districts to implement full-day kindergarten by the fall of 2015. In the process, Senate Bill 248 essentially changed the funding structure. Currently, the state only pays half the allotted amount per student for kindergartners. Senate Bill 248 allowed school districts who offered full-day kindergarten to be paid at the same rate they received for every other student. School districts who did not offer full-day kindergarten would receive less funding. You see, because of the mandate we imposed on school districts, you have a better understanding of why $7.255 billion is below the grade. I recall talking with superintendents from all 4 of the school districts that touch into my House district, Albany, Corvallis, Jefferson, and Lebanon. I was concerned that this mandate would harm school districts in the future. So what I'd like to do is just take a moment here of sharing just a partial email that the school superintendent from Albany shared with me here. Quote, "I believe that full-day kinder is technically still an option for districts, but since everyone is headed that direction, we all feel we need to offer it to be competitive. Other expenses include fixing up and opening mothballed schools and the overhead it takes to run them with an administrator, secretary, custodial, etc. We also will need to hire educational assistants, train staff for teaching full day, purchase curricular materials, furniture, and technology. There are many costs in this change that won't be covered. As this funding level being proposed, we won't be able to mentor new teachers, offer classroom management training for staff, or expand the AVID program for both high schools and middle schools that creates a college-going culture and teaches students how to be successful in school. We are just now getting close to class sizes we had in 2008 and offering a full school year after 5 years of cut days. I would have to jeopardize the quality of education again." The Eugene Registered Guard, if you had a chance to read it last week, had an interesting piece where we're going with this, Madam Speaker and colleagues. It wrote an article entitled, "School Leaders Plead with State Lawmakers to Increase Funding." In an unprecedented letter, all 16 school superintendents of Lane County submitted a letter on Thursday of last week, and they asked Lane County legislators to reject the woefully inadequate K-12 school funding budget proposed. This is a portion of the article. "The proposed K-12 funding level is especially problematic in light of the fact that school districts in Oregon are implementing full-day kindergarten next school year, thus serving the equivalent of 28,000 more students," the superintendent said. "The funding proposal is simply inadequate to add full-day kindergarten without taking resources away from other grade levels," they said. So in closing, what this measure reflects is an inconsistent behavior. It is vague in purpose, defensive in leadership, and if we are not careful, we'll also lose the little trust that we do have right now in Oregon. I urge a no vote for this, and we cannot afford to break promises.